Good morning, this is Julie, J Auto Trading Strategies, and I'm going to show you the gold trade for Friday following the Fed news announcement that impacted the interest rate. There was an up and down in gold, so I've set just a generic algorithm to capture both up and down moves, and we'll speed this up. This was Friday the 26th following the news announcement. And again, gold did go up and down. So we'll play this and let you see how an up and down algorithm works. And then I will also show you some features of Blackbird that you can set for order management. It's not only being able to capture whatever condition you want to set for your trades, but also being able to manage your risk, which is the most important component of trading, because markets can go up and down, and you need to be able to have some risk strategies. And in Blackbird, you can, for instance, set, well, this isn't going to open in the window, you can't see it. Do it like this. You can set a limit to exit when each loss exceeds a certain point. You can set a minimum risk to reward ratio of 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, so the trade may not take off. You can do global, look at this run. You can do global trades as far as global daily performance metrics. Because I'm going to be using Blackbird across several markets at one time, like it would be trading the yen and gold at the same time, I want to make sure to set a limit that if it exceeds a certain amount, risk loss to stop trading both contracts, or if it you can do that likewise on a profit target. I don't know why we would want to limit a profit target, but say once I get to $1,000, if I want to make sure I keep $750, I can set it up to say that, and it would just stop trading if it hits $750. But obviously we want the maximum amount of profit, whether up or down. And that's what I wanted to show you. You can set this up for up or down. As you can see, I have it set up with my volatility band strategy. And that's what it looks like. And you see how price reacts at these zones. The algos are tied to these levels. Trust me, it took me a while to get these levels, and I'm very glad I have them. It's not to say that price won't respond at a level. Usually if it fails here, you know that it's going to be flipping direction. So, and these levels, like I said, are fractal, and they work on a weekly or a daily or a 15-minute chart or a Uniringo chart. The trick is to get your price action set in these volatility bands, and you can do that. That's why I like my Unirinkos. The yen was trading on a 4.898, and gold was trading on this 5.1098. But once you get the band set up, it'll work usually for the rest of the day because the algos don't change their volatility usually once you get into a volatility pattern. So for instance, you can go in the past and try to find a volatility pattern that's working. This one could be widened just a little bit. You could probably use a 520 instead of a 515 and have it even work better. But it may not have even taken this little breakout fake out here on a 520. So that's the key, is just finding your volatility. That's why I'm saying fit your volatility. And once you do, then you can come in and trade that strategy up or down. You know, I am a big proponent of that higher time frame trend. I like just trading one direction. If that higher time frame trend is printing south, I can set it up just to take the shorts. So it wouldn't have taken any of those longs at all. But now I've got it set to trade both ways. And you see it stays out of the middle. That's what I like about this strategy, is it trades with trend volatility. And then I can set it to trade the volatility with trend. So, but it's very stable. And this is why I like trading momentum days. I'll put a momentum indicator, my momentum indicator on my chart. And when I see those divergences set up and prices changing at that divergence level, I can stop the strategy. All I have to do is click this button right here, and it won't take any more trades. So you control your dashboard. You can change your global settings or your money settings. You don't have to let the thing get away from you. Say that the market's just printing sideways. I mentioned this yesterday in my video. The one thing you do not want to trade is sideways in this strategy. It'll just chop you up. You want markets to be moving either up or down. Because of a big event rest day, I wanted to show you what it looked like trading both sides of it, up and down. But I'll hush and we'll go ahead and put this on a larger time frame, and we can watch this just put money in our accounts on big trend days like this. Blew right through yesterday high, bouncing on yesterday close again. Oh, blowing through yesterday close. There it is, yesterday low, bouncing. There was a little bit of a, well, bigger retracement. That normally signifies a change in trend, but because of the type of day this is, anytime you get a threat of an interest rate change, normally prices will run higher, but they're pairing their gains because of the uncertainty around the timing. The GDP numbers probably aren't there to justify it. They don't have any inflation. How can they raise interest rates with no inflation? That's why you're seeing crude trading higher. I think personally, I think there's some central bank activity trading crude, or definitely some other higher time frame participants trading it up. But they need to start seeing some inflationary numbers to justify an interest rate hike. And that may be why gold pared its gains, but definitely Blackbird is manageable. I've got this on a 100 setting. So this is much slower, and we're at the end of the session. So it's just printing sideways. So once you start seeing the print start chopping, you can just turn it off. Well, I auto disabled it and it didn't, maybe I didn't catch it in time. So once it exits out of this trade, it should not take anymore. I can manage it on the dashboard. I can just close that trade and it won't take anymore. So very good. I mean, huge opportunities when you can find a directionally trading market. You don't want to see this sideways kind of activity because the strategy will just chop itself up and down. You want to see a directionally trading market like this. And if you have Blackbird, then you can just turn the platform on or off. You can also just trade your exits and elect to enter long or short yourself on the dashboard. You can set your money globally. Here's that watermark. Say you want to keep 25% of your profits after you hit $1,000, so you know you go home with 750. You can elect to put a risk per trade. You can there's so many different settings. You can mandate that there's a 2-to-1 ratio. So sometimes these trades won't even fire off if there was not a 2-to-1 ratio available. It will ignore the trade. You can do a global. Let me show you that. A global entry, so that if you're running several contracts, this will be on a global basis. You can set it how much losses or profits that you want on a global basis. You can schedule the time that you want to trade. If you want to trade between 7 in the morning and 10 in the morning, Chicago time or New York time, whatever you want, and then come back maybe for the close, you can set it up to just trade those hours. And if your risk management, your money management, alerts, and of course your entries, multiple entries and signals on either your bloodhound strategy or your indicator-based signals. Then you can add your profit targets, your stop losses, trailing stop losses, and I just run everything that I've got through my bloodhound template. very simple and effective. If I did want to trail it, I can trail it several different ways. But then again, if you trail the second volatility band, you're going to get more of a drawdown as price goes up to it. And as you see, sometimes it does not flip back down, it just keeps going. So you're out from here to here. You've lost those profits. If you elect to trail this, then if it does turn around, of course it works and you stay in, but that's why I elect to get out right here on my first one. And that's why it's so important for me to try to get the volatility nailed correctly. So like right here, there was a little breakout fake out. I could probably widen this more to a 515. And let's see if that would have been better. And once you find your fit for your volatility, then your profits go up because then you can stay in the trade longer for the winners and then exit correctly for when the market shifts direction. So let's go back and look at that area. And it still isn't enough. But it looks fine to me. I mean, you can't, you can't make the market fit exactly your volatility level. Well, actually, it does look like I still need to work on that some. So let me make this a 20. This is a pretty big bar. That's a $250 per bar. More of a swing trader bar. So when you're in the market in the morning before these announcement news days, you need to set more of a widening. See, it widened it out a little bit, so it would have stayed in that trade. So this does look a little bit better. But not quite perfect. Nothing is, you can't sit here and try to cherry pick all of it. Let's see. If you do try to cherry pick it, where it's just, laying perfectly on the platform, you do this before, in your pre-market. Just try to find something that's fitting in enough so that it's working out well, so that you can get those profits. Like I showed you earlier, I was able to pull out what, $9,000 in profit. So this would probably give me more profit because I stayed in the trade longer. This is almost there. And this is what you want to see. Let's see if I can fit that. This is a 30-cent. Let's make it 32. See what that looks like. And once you fit your volatility bands, then you can trust that the markets are going to stay within that envelope, notwithstanding a spike at the news event. You can't control those. I'm still not getting it. Get 35. It becomes a challenge finding that right fit. And again, if you get to the point where it's just you're making it too big for your wallet, then you've got to just move it back down to your comfort level and realize that you're going to get bumped around. but being bumped around, I almost got up to $10,000. Okay, here it looks really good. There we go. So it was 35 cents. So just for grins, I'm going to run this again. So there, do you see what I'm saying? This keeps the trade in and gets you out on the retracement that allows you to capture more profits. So that's what I'm trying to show you. So this was 35 cents. Anytime you get the news events, you need to increase your volatility. So I will mark down that gold instead of 515. You might want to try the 530.98. So instead of a 20 tick bar, a 35 tick bar. So, and that's a reversal from tip to toe. Is 35 ticks, $350. So this is Julie, J Auto Trading Strategies, using Blackbird and simple trading methodologies to capture profits in the market. And my trading templates, by the way, are available online for purchase. I will give you my custom bar type, the momentum indicator, which you have not seen, the market analyzer, and you also can get in the market very much at these turns that you're seeing. And here's an example of that market analyzer. So when you see a market all in one direction, I also want to see that it's above the close. And this one is still below the close. I would not have turned to that market. But it looks like it was a turning day, a transitional day. But when you see a market moving like this, definitely this is what you're seeing on my Blackbird, and that's how you get in and trade it. You want to auto trade this directionally as much as possible. And I set a template up if I'm going long to enter on these retracements. And my templates do have these settings already preset for you so that you will enter the market in the direction of the trade. So there's a good example of an up and down. So you can flip through my screenshots on the website. I post screenshots and just pull one up. Here was the yen on my template. And here's that volatility level on the ES on the weekly, and it never got through it. And I've been watching this for a long time. I've had that 2193 level on my chart for a very long time, just waiting and waiting and waiting. And sure enough, it got right up to it and bounced. But here you go. Soybeans, you know, what a day that was to trade that short. Crude was bullish this day. So that's where you want to, this is a total package. You come in on the market analyzer and grab that market that's moving directionally. I show you which way to go, and then you just use my templates to trade that direction. And you get my custom bar type and Bloodhound templates. The algo can be acquired at striker.com if you would like to just get the algorithm. It's $97 a month. for one contract. And for whatever market I'm trading that day for one contract. And you can, there'll be algo 1, algo 2. If you want to trade more than one market, it would be $97 a month per market. And for one contract, you would need to open your trading account there, but they would trade my algo for you. You wouldn't have to even trade it or buy the software. But if you would like to get the software, I give you the trading template so that you can set it up yourself, find your fit, find your volatility, set your chart up like I do, and then use my template on those after those pullbacks to enter the trade yourself. And you can trade it using just the Bloodhound signals and Raven. You don't even need the Blackbird. You can do this either discretionarily, just by hitting an order, market order or limit order, whatever you prefer, or you can use Raven to either trade the exits or the entries or both. And without Blackbird, Blackbird will be available September 1st, August 30th, and it is $1,595, I think. So, and that's separate purchase, but you don't have to have Blackbird to trade my templates. So this is Julie, J Auto Trading Strategies. Moving forward, thank you so much.